Welcome to Littlejohn's Yarns. Today we're going to learn how to make these easy beginner-friendly crochet slippers. These slippers are created using one flat panel. So for the sizes, you can work this for a child all the way up to a size adult. There is no specific stitch count, but I'll show you how to work the sizes next. The yarn was provided by We Crochet. I'm using Vantage Choice yarn. This is a worsted weight yarn. You can find all that information down in the description box below. I'm only using one skein. I'm also using a 5mm crochet hook and a needle for sewing in the toe once we're done. So now let's hop right into this tutorial. I'll be providing stitch counts for small, medium, and large. So for a size small, you're going to chain 36. For a size medium, you're going to chain 39. And for a size large, you're going to chain 42. But if you're doing a completely different size, that's okay. What you're going to do, you're going to chain the length of your foot from heel all the way to toe. As you can see, I'm using a longer piece. Also, if you're following along to the free written pattern, the gauge for this pattern is 6 rows equal 1 inch and 5 rows equal 1 inch. So make sure you have your chain, and then we'll hop into row number 1. Once you have your chain, we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And now we're just going to single crochet in each chain all the way across. So pause your video here, continue placing single crochets in each one of your chain. We've made it to the very end of the row, and we're about to start row number 2. So we're going to chain 1, turn your work. We're going to begin by doing back loop single crochets. To do a back loop single crochet, as you can see the V right here, we're going to go into that back loop only and complete your single crochet. Once again, go into that back loop only and single crochet. That is going to be your repeat all the way across the row. So continue with your back loop single crochets, and I'll meet you at the other side. We've just completed row number 2. If you're working an adult size slipper, you're going to repeat row number 2 for a total of 42 more times. But if you're working a different size, you can add rows till it fits, till it wraps around your foot. Let me try to explain a little better, because remember, this is the length of your shoe, so we'll have to get it wide enough to go around the sides of your shoe. Let me show you with this piece. Of course, this is for a smaller slipper. Create enough rows so it goes up high enough on the sides of your ankles, like that. So you can pause your video here and continue with your additional repeat rows of number 2. We've just completed those additional 42 rows, but if you're following along to the free written pattern, that will be a total of 44 rows. So once you're done with that, we're going to fasten off our work, but we're going to leave a long tail for sewing. What we're going to do is going to flip this over. Right now, we're going to enclose the toe right here. In order to do that, we're just going to fold our work in half, just like this. So now we're just going to be weaving in and out of each one of these stitches so we can close off our toe. So continue weaving in and out your stitches until you make it to the other side. I weave through every single one of my pieces, so now I'm just going to pull this closed nice and tight. And I'm going to fasten this off to make sure that is closed pretty good. So let me put a stitch right here. So here you go. So next, with this extended long strip right here, I'm just going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to slip stitch up the work. It's kind of hard to see with this pink yarn. Let's see if we can find one of our V's. I'm going to start with this V here, and I'm going to go to the back stitch and go through that V right here. And I'm just going to slip stitch. Once again, go into that next stitch 2 loops and the back stitch 2 loops, and we're going to slip stitch. Woo, one more time. See if I can find the loops. Front stitch, back stitch, and slip stitch. You're going to keep doing slip stitch all the way up your work. I think it's about 8 stitches until you create a nice little opening. Let me show you with this slipper with your foot right here. So pause your video here and complete those 8 stitches. We've just completed those 8 slip stitches, but if you need more stitches to cover your toe, just add more. If you're making a smaller slipper, just add less stitches. Now that we got the toe area done, we're going to close off the heel. What we're going to be doing Here's the heel section. We're going to be sewing the back and the front pieces together. To do that, you're going to line them up, insert your hook through the front, insert your hook through the back panel, and attach your new yarn. When I'm attaching yarn, I like to chain 1. Okay, let me get all my tails out the way because that can be difficult. So now you're going to go in through the front panel. It's a little tricky. And back panel. And perform a slip stitch. Once again, front panel, yarn in the way, back panel, yarn in the way, and complete a slip stitch. Remember, match your ridge for ridge when you're working this heel so it all lines up easily. So you can pause your video here, continue making slip stitches all the way down your heel. Alright, our slipper is almost all done, but I'm going to get rid of this boxy corner right here. Right now we still have our work inside out. As you can see on this slipper, I got rid of that boxy corner right here. Let me show you how to do that. Once I fastened off my work, I left a long tail for sewing. And remember, this is the wrong side of my slipper. And here is that little boxy part. Can you see it? And here's my tail. What I'm going to do is take that little corner, pinch, and put it up there like that. I'll show you one more time. Take that little corner, pinch, and turn it up. And I'm just going to sew that onto the back of the heel itself. And that alleviates that ugly little boxy corner. Add a few stitches, and that boxy corner will be all gone. Alright, so your slippers are completely all done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you check out all of my other slipper patterns, and I'll see you on the very next video.